biggest takeaways, the biggest takeaways from week 15, man. So, what games did you want to go ahead and react to on the biggest takeaways, right?
Let's start, man. Let's start with our division rivals, man. It's in the
Okay.
cold. It's only right. The
Okay.
Buffalo
All right. So let's go
Bills
ahead and start with
win.
that, man. We got Buffalo Bills, and they had an incredible comeback victory against the New England Patriots, man. So, Rod, what is your biggest takeaway from the 35-31 victory from the Buffalo Bills? Because it was one of the rare occasions where it doesn't matter who loses, right? Because they're both on the same.
It's funny you mentioned that, Herbie, because I was going to start off by saying that the desired result for this game for me would have been a tie because
Yep.
that means
Yep.
neither team wins and they get an ugly record. I'm sorry to say, Herbie, your Cowboys and the Packers have the ugliest records in football.
Ugly, hideous. Tie on
A
your
tie
record
is
is
just
yucky.
terrible.
It's
It's just
so
terrible,
yucky.
man.
It's so yuck. It's
But
so yucky.
I have two takeaways for both teams, and I'll start with the winners. Right, my takeaway for the Buffalo Bills, Herbie, is that this is one of the best Sundays that the Bills have had in a long time, and that's from a micro and macro sense put together. And what I mean by that is the Bills they've been the bully of the AFC since Tom Brady has been gone. They've won 5 straight division titles. And the New England Patriots came this season, and not like the Dolphins a couple years ago, who were, they were flimsy at best. This team came with intentions to really take this division this season. So when you consider the gravity of the situation, the fact that they blew their first game at home against this Patriots team, and then you come to this game, Herbie, where the Bills offensively, I mean, they couldn't do anything in the first half. The Patriots held them to 2 3 and outs to start the game. I mean, I think Josh Allen might have had like 10 yards passing at the end of the first half. The New England Patriots defense, I was getting ready to come on here and talk about the Patriots being contenders and all that just by how good they were looking early on in the game. But if there's one thing that makes the Bills as deadly as any team outside of their quarterback, it's the fact that this is a really, really, really awesome second half team. And the Bills proved it, right? They were down 21-7 at one point, and then they go on to outscore New England 28-10. And credit to Josh Allen, credit to James Cook, credit to Joe Brady for calling some really good. I mean, he switched up his play calling in the second half, and it showed. And they went on and they scored 5 straight touchdown drives. And the Bills showed us that they're still here, right? Like the Bills they've had questions about themselves this year. And of course, me being a Dolphin fan, I don't want to see these guys go to a Super Bowl. Neither do I want to see New England. But fair is fair. And the Bills have shown that they are a team that is capable of going all the way still. They still have that metal to them. And that brings me to my macro point about them. Herbie, the best news that the Bills could have ever had was that the Chiefs are out, right? Now you enter the playoffs with undoubtedly the best quarterback in your conference going into this playoff run. And two of the teams that were a thorn in your side won't be in the dance, right? The Bengals are out. And then you also have the Chiefs being out. And there's a strong possibility that maybe even the Ravens don't get in. So Josh Allen will unequivocally be the best quarterback in the AFC going into these playoffs. And that is a major advantage to this team in the Bills, Herbie. Now, to my point on the Patriots, it's funny, Herbie, because everybody came into this game saying that the Patriots were frauds, that they didn't play anybody on their schedule. And I want to say, Herbie, that that's an overblown thing. The takeaway that I have when it comes to the Patriots, Herbie, is not that they're not contenders. That's probably what people were expecting me to say. The point that I have about the Patriots is, Herbie, outside of the Bills, Herbie, what other teams in the AFC do we see really, really completely challenging them? And I'm not saying that they're way better than everybody else. I'm not trying to make that point. But I was thinking to myself at the end of the game, Herbie, given that the way they fought, right? Because while the game was going on, I thought to myself, well, the Patriots really have the pieces for everything they need, right? You have a young blossoming quarterback that's been playing top 5, top 6, 7 this season. You have a defense that prior to this game had held opponents, the last 10, 11 opponents, to under 23 points and under, right? And you also have an explosive running back in Travion Henderson that can make plays at any given moment. I mean, this dude has 4 touchdowns of 50 plus as a rookie, which is an NFL record, right? So the Patriots have all the pieces to really compete. They are, I think, a team that's a contender. You're not 11-3 and not a contender, but they still need to grow a little bit more, Herbie. And this was the game. This was a litmus test for them. This was a game for
Yeah.
them to see where they are at. But when I look at the Patriots, Herbie, if they don't end up running back into the Bills, who I think is a team that could really challenge them, okay, you got Denver with the defense that they have in Bo Nix. You have C.J. Stroud and the Texans and the defense that they have. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they're gonna go and wash everybody outside of the Bills, but my takeaway coming at the end of the game, Herbie, was really, I mean, who else could have done what Josh Allen did? If the Patriots go
right.
up 21 on anybody else, like that game is over with. Josh Allen is really the main reason, one of the biggest reasons in terms of his legs and his arms and all that, was one of the main reasons why they came back in the game. And when you have a quarterback of that caliber, you're never out of a game. The guy's the reigning MVP. But outside of the Bills, Herbie, who are they going to worry about? Justin Herbert and the Chargers? Are they going to
Absolutely
worry
not.
about Trevor Lawrence and the Jags? Like the Patriots, I think, are in a really good position, especially since they'll likely have home field against the majority of the teams they play. This game was just a litmus test for them, and even though they failed it is not indicative of who they are. Herbie, I'll even and before I pass it to you, I'll say
Yeah,
this: watching this game and hearing all the talk that people have about the Patriots, saying that they have an easy schedule, I decided to take a look at teams that had easy schedules and won. Herbie, the 1970 Colts are a team that they have the easiest schedule of all time, and they won a Super Bowl. The 1972 Dolphins, who went undefeated, only played 2 teams above 500 in the regular season. The 2014 Patriots had an easy schedule. The
yeah,
2017 Eagles, who won with Nick Foles, had an easy schedule. Herbie, you can have an easy schedule, and it doesn't determine that you're not going to be good enough to beat good teams in the playoffs, right? An easy schedule it just makes it easier to get in, right? So I just don't want people to take away from them saying, they played a bunch of nobodies. I mean, they're 3-2 against winning teams. That's pretty good.
yeah.
So
And not only are they 3-2 against winning teams, they should be 4-1, right? So,
right,
we got two different points, two macro points I want to make. One, I agree with you. When I hear that the Patriots have an easy schedule, I'm like, bro, shut up. It's the NFL, dog. Like, it's the NFL. It's the NFL. There is no such thing as a easy schedule. There is easy relative to other people, but anybody could lose. The
right.
Rams lost to the freaking Panthers. The Packers lost to the Rams. The Panthers beat
Lost to the
the
Browns.
lost to the Browns. Bro. Like, that's the thing about the NFL, right? I don't judge you based off of if you have an easy schedule. I judge you based off of if you dominate the people that you're supposed to dominate. Unquestionably, the New England Patriots dominated the people and the teams that they were supposed to dominate. But this gets to my other point. If you are supposed to be a true Super Bowl contender, that people that could actually believe in you, right? And it really comes down to mano y mano. Josh Allen versus Drake May.
Right.
Drake May. If you are the guy that is supposed to be the league MVP, you can't lose this game.
This is true.
That's just how the game. That's not me. That's not me being overreactionary. That's not me being unfair. That is me being consistent with what is the narrative that always is applied to people who are in the MVP race. There are certain games that you cannot lose. You cannot lose a 21-0 lead to a division rival when you're trying to get the number one seed.
At home.
At home, no less. Right? Now, granted, you beat them at home. You beat them on the road. They beat you on the road, so it's a wash.
Right.
But things like this give credence to people who say they don't want to believe in the New England Patriots, right? Because you guys were dominant. Now, maybe you just went against a supernova. That is Josh Allen. We literally seen him do the same thing to the Bengals last week.
He did it to the Ravens early in the season.
He did it to the Ravens.
He's good for that, man.
He's good for it. He's just a supernova. And speaking of Josh, there was a lot of people that were saying that Josh was the best football player in the world. He usurped Patrick Mahomes. And I was kind of saying, hey, bro, we got to chill because I have such a profound respect for Patrick Mahomes based off of everything that he's done, right? And I'm not saying this because the Chiefs are eliminated. I'm just saying this because based off of what I have now, I have to say the people that were trying to be ahead of schedule or try to be on the train, the Josh Allen train, saying he's the best in the world, they were right. He is the best in the world right now. He's the best football player in the world. He's the best quarterback in the world. He is truly a one of one. So it is going to be interesting to watch the Buffalo Bills finish out this season because their defense is ass. The only reason why they're in this game is because they have an incredible running game and they have an incredible football player that wears number 17.
Right.
But it speaks to the bigger issue with football. And it's not really an issue, it's just the reality of the situation. There is no truly unflawed, all great team.
Not this season.
Everybody could beat.
Yeah.
There is true parity. I don't know who to put my money on.
Right.
For a half, I was ready to talk about the Lions showing their potential, and then the Los Angeles Rams just said, "Nah, let's lock in." They went like this, and then sat up in their chair and started playing for real, and they went to BTA on the freaking Lions, bro. So it's like anybody could be beat. The game could flip, bro. I'm watching the freaking number one team in DVOA, the Seattle Seahawks, struggle with Phillip Rivers right now. Like, bro, anybody could be beat on any given Sunday, bro. In this new era, like, oh well, the Seahawks did win. They won 18-16 to Phillip Rivers, dog. Like,
Put up a fight. He put
a
up a fight
fight with Phillip Rivers, who just got off the couch. A fight, a slobber knocker, bro. So don't talk to me about schedules. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a very, very crazy playoffs, and I cannot wait. So we go ahead and got a comment. True Blazer said wide open. Absolutely wide open. It's going to be one of the most wide open playoffs I can remember, especially
with the Chiefs being out.
Especially with the Chiefs being out, especially with the Bengals being out, especially with the Ravens potentially being out. Who knows who's going to the Super Bowl in the AFC? Who knows who's going to represent the Super Bowl from the AFC? I know that for Josh Allen's legacy, he needs the Super Bowl. There is no excuses. And he has a flawed team. The defense is not great. He does not have wide receivers. But nobody in history is going to remember none of that. Right. People are going to say Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson wasn't in the playoffs on your side of the bracket, and you didn't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fascinating, and I mean fascinating 2025 playoff, bro. I cannot wait, man.